how is a Scrum Master different from a project manager? Or are they one and the same? Or is there some similarities? Because what you just indicated seems a lot of the responsibilities of a project manager. Am I wrong for bringing that up? Or, I mean, what?
Being a Scrum Master and being a project manager, there are similarities in the position, but there are huge differences.
Okay.
From a traditional project manager perspective, you have so many to-dos on the list. And what I mean by to-dos is that there are normally update blockers that need to go out depending upon your organization, weekly or bi-weekly. There's normally a tracker, just showing the performance of where we are, what we've got left, what percentage complete we are. And here I'm just talking about traditional project management. Normally, as a project manager, when you would have various meetings, you'd send out meeting notes, and it was so much involved in being a project manager to where when I converted to a Scrum Master, I found it to be a lot easier. Because as a Scrum Master, we would handle the various ceremonies that I spoke of before. But then on top of that, all of your work pretty much was either located in Jira or a system similar to that, to where you could actually see a board where you can look and see exactly where the team is. Inside Jira, you could also be able to pull the metrics to see if the team is underperforming or overperforming. So there are similarities in a project manager and a Scrum Master. However, I just think the to-do list for the Scrum Master is less than a traditional project manager.
Okay, so that's the difference between a Scrum Master and a project manager. Project manager, okay? So what are some common misconceptions about what a Scrum Master's role is? I still think that people confuse it with project management, but I'm guessing that there are still probably some misconceptions about being a Scrum Master that people may still not completely understand or may have confused.
Yeah, I mean, the primary misconception that I've seen and that I've consistently heard is that, what do Scrum Masters do? Because a lot of the work in which they're doing is behind the scenes outside of the ceremonies. Like the constant follow-up or rolling up their sleeves to remove these impediments. Unless the impediment is massively escalated, a lot of what the work of a Scrum Master is done is behind the scenes. So when your work is done behind the scene, the assumption is like you're not doing anything, when in actuality, they're doing quite a bit of work.
So let me ask you this. With that being said, what qualities or skills make for an effective Scrum Master?
The three top skills that I can think of immediately are going to be facilitation, because you're going to have to, as a Scrum Master, facilitate a variety of ceremonies. So you have to be able to facilitate. You have to be able to lead while being on the call. You have to be able to police whatever is transpiring on the call as well. My next skill that I think of would be communication. So whether you're having to work to resolve whatever impediment, clear communication is going to be required in order to resolve whatever impediment that you have. Sometimes you're able to give that communication verbally, and other times it may be via email. So making sure that you have clear, concise communication is going to be a skill that's needed by a Scrum Master. And then the last one would be problem solving. Sometimes you have to jump in again for these impediments and resolve problems. You have to get creative. It's not always just a cut and dry answer. A lot of times you have to be creative in that. So that's where your problem solving skills. So those would be my top three: communication, facilitation, and problem solving. Thanks for watching. Before you go, I want to make sure you don't just learn about Scrum and Agile. I want you to take action and move your career forward. In the description below, I've added everything you need to do just that. Grab my free Scrum Master certification guide. It's your starting point. And if you're preparing for interviews or updating your resume, check out my Scrum Master resume kit, and interview kit. These tools will save you hours of guesswork. And if you are ready for a bigger step, you can register for my free Agile Career Academy webinar or schedule time with me one-on-one. All the links are right below. Click them now. Choose the resource that match where you are in your journey. And let's take that next step with confidence. I'm Dionne Rashad, and I'll see you in the next video.